on Sky News.
Welcome back to Switzer. There has been a lot of talk about a housing bubble from journalists and others, but what is the building sector actually like at the construction phase? Nicholas Smedley is the MD of residential property developer Steller, and he's here to give us his view. Nicholas, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much, Peter.
Give us an idea about Steller.
Well, Steller's a full-service property development and construction firm that started in 2006. We focus in the Melbourne market. We've now grown to over 600 million in projects, a little over 1,400 units in our two-year forward pipeline. And we see ourselves as unique compared to other players in the market because we go for oversized product for the downsizing and owner-occupier market compared to some of the other competitors in the market that are focusing on smaller and offshore investor base.
Okay, so give us an example of how yours is different. You've implied they're bigger, but do a one-on-one comparison, because we do know of an oversupply of apartments in the Docklands area and things like that. I presume they're the ones you're comparing yourself against?
Yes and no. Yes, CBD apartment approvals in Melbourne has been considerably high in recent times. We've focused on southeastern suburbs, mainly sort of a 7 to 12 kilometre ring around the city.
Yeah.
And where if you look at our product, we're looking around about a 75 to 80 square metre product compared to CBD apartments for a two-bedroom product that can be as small as 55 or 60 square metres.
Okay, and you critically use the word downsizing. Tell us what that downsizing looks like in reality.
In the reality, in our market, they've generally got their own home, $1 to $1.2 million. They're looking to spend anywhere from $500,000 to $700,000 on a brand new product, enabling them for the first time in their life to have a considerable financial balance in their bank account.
So who are the predictable buyers? Who are so these buyers you're talking about then aren't the sort of people that the Reserve Bank seems worried about, namely investors?
No, for our product, we would have a strong 75 to 80% owner-occupier market. We still have very strong demand from investors. They do see value in our product in the longer term because they are a unique, larger product. They'll experience a bit of capital growth.
Yeah. So what is the market like for you at the moment? Is it in terms of your sales, have they been brisk or moderate?
No, sales for us have been fantastic at the moment. We're generally launching a new development every 2 months. That development's taking anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to sell out. So essentially, very, very strong.
Okay, 4 to 6 weeks to sell out. I guess my next related question is, there are a lot of people out there worried about a housing bubble. I'm sure you must get it at dinner parties and whatever. What's your reaction to that accusation?
Yes, I get that all the time.
Yeah.
We obviously have a very strong forward pipeline. Our view firmly is that the apartment market in Melbourne, and for that matter, eastern seaboard of Australia, is going to continue to be strong for many years to come.
Yeah. Why is that? Why do you have that confidence?
It really comes down to lifestyle choices that the purchasers are wanting to make. They've got two choices. If they're wanting to enter the market, they can either live, quarter-acre block, 30, 40 kilometres out of town, or if they want to live in a known neighbourhood, known suburbs that they're familiar with, they're choosing apartment markets which are close to transport hubs, schools, shopping centres, where everything that they need is really at their fingertips and at their doorstep.
Are these like mums and dads whose kids have flown the coop and they effectively are sitting on a fair bit of capital gain in their properties, and they want to free that capital gain up and maybe roll the excess between what they get for their house and what they pay for yours into their self-managed super funds so they feel more content and safe in their retirement aspirations?
Yeah, we are actually seeing a few self-managed super fund investors that are coming to our product as part of our 20%.
Yeah.
But largely our downsizers though that are coming in, they would be purchasing us and having more capital and to put in their super fund. But we're not really seeing too much of their financial strategy ourselves though.
Okay, and so I guess, do you feel as though the strength of this market is also going to be underwritten by the fact that the Reserve Bank doesn't look like it's keen to raise interest rates anytime soon?
Yeah, definitely. I think with the Reserve Bank, especially today, keeping rates on hold again, softening their language a little bit on their intentions, and a general consensus that it's not likely going to be a raise until the of next year, giving a lot of purchasers a lot of confidence.
And what are the challenges you're facing in terms of supply of the building industry? Is there plenty of spare capacity in terms of your access to workers and supply generally?
Good labour is always hard to find. We have a great team of a little over 100 staff on our construction side of the business, but we are finding in the industry that there are more and more people that are actually seeking jobs with us, so some people must be under pressure.
Yeah, okay. And also, the level of red tape at the local government level, is it still making life for developers unnecessarily hard?
Yes and no. I think the biggest change in Melbourne has been the new council system that they've put in for developers. They've actually, October last year, put their own framework out where it's clearly defined areas where developers can operate. That's really been great for us since October. We've been able to put capital to use in clearly defined areas with confidence. So hopefully that continues.
Nicholas, thanks for joining us on the show and good luck with it.
Thank you very much.